Hello everyone and welcome to Black Bear Golf Club. In this video in which we're going to take a look at some of the biggest golf equipment related trends in 2023. You're going to hear from the Golf Monthly gear team, and everyone has picked two trends that they've spotted from all of the different launches we've seen so far this year. Right, let's get started. Okay, so for my first golf gear trend of 2023, I'm looking at the driver market, and it's something that I've noticed not just this season actually, but last season as well, and that's that the low spin heads in each of the brand's driver families, to me, is becoming just that little bit more playable for handicap golfers. So models like the Strixon ZX7, they're not that low spinning as a standard setup, which I think is a really good thing. It means that to me, they just feel that bit more playable. If you do need to knock a bit of spin out, obviously there's things you can do in terms of the shaft and the loft. It's set up with a good fitting, so they can play ultra low spin if you need them to, but the standard setup just to me feels a little, possibly a fraction higher spinning, and therefore a little bit more playable as well.
So my first gear trend for 2023 would be brands offering more traditionally lofted game improvement irons. I think one of the frustrating things I've seen down the years is game improvement irons getting stronger and stronger in loft to deliver more distance, but really alienating in the process the high handicap golfer with slower swing speeds, because they're just not able at their speed to be able to get optimum ball flights and stopping power into greens, which really gives them the distance and therefore the confidence to carry on playing the game and really enjoying it. So we're seeing brands like Mizuno with its JPX 923 hot metal high launch and Ping with its high launch build in the G430 iron range, offering something more traditional in loft, very forgiving clubs, and also a little bit lighter as well to help slower swinging golfers get the ball up in there a little bit more easily, therefore giving them more carry distance as well as more stopping power into greens. So it should make the game much more easier for these slower swinging golfers with high handicappers, and that will help them enjoy the game a little bit more.
One of the trends that I've seen in 2023 with fairway woods is the redistribution of weight from the crown to the sole. As you can see here in the Mizuno STZ 230 fairway wood, we've got a carbon crown here that has been, and the weight has been redistributed to the sole of the club inside the Cortec chamber, highlighted in blue here. That increases MOI and forgiveness, ease of launch, and that's why this has been one of the most forgiving fairway woods we've seen this year.
Now, my first trend in golf equipment for 2023 is draw bias drivers. Now, these have been around for a while, but I think what the difference is with the models that we're seeing from this year is that they don't seem to be quite as strong with the draw emphasis. I've been testing a lot of the models. We've had the Stealth 2 HD, we've got the Strixon ZX5, but there's a Callaway Paradigm X, and there's the Ping SFT. Now, all of these models are aimed to try and create a little bit more draw bias, but the emphasis now seems to be on hitting it just straight, and these drivers will tend to increase the spin a little bit, so they're maybe not for high swing speed players. But if you've got a swing speed around about 90 miles or less, then these are drivers well worth considering, because in testing we've been seeing that rather than them really putting a big left swing on the ball if you're playing right-handed, it just tends to be a little bit straight. And if you've got a slight draw, then it will straighten it up as well. So they seem to be a lot more playable for more players, and that's a trend I expect to see continuing with all the drivers going forward.
Okay, so this one is all about price, and rather unsurprisingly, we have seen a few prices go up in 2023. Two things. Firstly, I'd say that it's not across the board. It's sort of some brands are putting prices up, others are keeping them where they are. And of the brands that have put their prices up a little bit this year, they're probably not quite as drastic as I would have expected. Now, what that does mean is that those brands that are offering good value clubs that come in a bit less, those clubs are looking even better value for money, I'd say, in 2023. Off the top of my head, the one that really stands out is the PXG 0211 driver. I think you get a lot of fantastic performance from that driver, and it comes in with a recommended retail price of just £199. So I think there are some really good bargains even to be had, but you'll have to do a little bit of shopping around to find them.
Another gear trend I've seen this year is hybrids aimed at the slightly better player becoming a little bit larger and a little bit more toe heavy in their shape. Traditionally down the years we've seen these sorts of hybrids be very toe heavy in their shape, like the Titleist TS3 or the Callaway Apex Pro being quite asymmetrical, and we're seeing a trend here. This is the new TS-R3 hybrid. You can see here it's a little bit bulkier and it is a little bit more symmetrical from heel to toe, and that seems to be a trend we're seeing a lot of different brands offering, like Ping, Strixon, Callaway, offering more traditionally looking hybrids and a little bit larger to give you a little bit more confidence behind the ball, and from the testing I've done so far, it seems to produce better results.
So my second trend of 2023 is the return of gloss black crowns. So as we saw last year, the TaylorMade Stealth and Callaway's Rogue ST line had a matte and satin black finish. So we were expecting to see that again this year, and only 2 brands have returned with a matte black finish, being the Ping and the Strixon. Apart from that, we've got 2 examples here of the TaylorMade and the Callaway Paradigm that have gone back to a gloss black finish. I think personally looks a bit more sleek, a bit more premium, and that's my second trend of 2023.
Now my second equipment trend for 2023 is high MRI putters which have a little bit of toe hang. So what do I mean by that? Well, a high MRI putter is usually these mallet styles, and usually when you see them, they'll come with what's called face balance. That means when you balance in your hand, the face is going to point straight at the sky. If you had a blade putter with lots of toe hang, then the toe will hang down about that sort of angle. And what that does is help if you've got an arc stroke to square the face. But what you're seeing a lot more of now is, as with the Scotty Cameron, it's a high MRI head, but it's only got about 20 degrees of toe hang. And what that does means you've got all the forgiveness that a mallet head brings, but it's going to allow the face to rotate a little bit. And all putting strokes do come on an arc, so even if when you've got a face balanced head, you go straight back, straight through, you can feel the head resisting a little bit what your hands are doing. If you have a putter that has a little bit of turn in it, your hands can relax and then you hold a lot more putts. So how do you spot this? Well, the best way of course is to do this, but the real key is in the hosel. That's quite a short hosel there, but if you look for putters which have that type of short hosel, that'll give the same sort of toe hang there. But even with an offset hosel like this one, because the head is so high in my balance, this is a PXG, then again you got the same toe hang. I see this has been around for a while, but you're seeing all the main manufacturers putting this style of putter into the range, so look out for this and hopefully it'll make you hole a few more putts.
So there you have it, that's our look at golf gear trends. Obviously we haven't spotted everything, so if you've spotted a few different golf gear trends, please do feel free to leave some comments below. We'd love to hear what you have to say. But that's it for now from Black Bear Golf Club. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.